Anambra State Governor is represented by Engineer Felix Odumegu, who is the Honorable Commissioner for Environment. You're very much welcome, sir. A round of applause. Gombe State Governor is represented by the Deputy Governor. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Manasa Daniel Jatau, a round of applause, please. Cross River State Governor is represented by Dr. Michael Oderi, Honorable Commissioner for Finance. A round of applause, please. You're very much welcome, sir. Plateau State Governor is represented by Honorable Commissioner for Environment, Climate Change and Mineral Development, Honorable Peter Guam. A round of applause for him, please. Kano State Governor is represented by Dr. Dahiru Muhammad Hashim, Commissioner of Environment and Climate Change. A round of applause for him, please. You're very much welcome, sir. Representatives of federal and state ministries, departments and agencies, traditional rulers, community representatives, and of course the beneficiaries of this vital initiative. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the project we're about to launch today is not merely a development intervention. It is a strategic response to the urgent need for climate adaptation, ecological restoration, and watershed protection, particularly in regions severely impacted by erosion and climate-induced vulnerabilities. As we set the tone, ladies and gentlemen, may I ask that would continue to recognize guests as they come, and of course, as the list continues to get towards you, would kindly pardon us. No protocol is intended to be broken, but we'll just continue to do that. The Director General, CEO, National Environmental Standards and Regulation Enforcement Agency, NESRIA, Professor Innocent Bariko, is also here. You're very much welcome, sir. Director General, National Agency for the Great Green Wall, Sali Abubakar MFR, is also here. You're very much welcome, sir. Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Food Security is represented by Dr. Iluromi Adebola Mrs. You're very much welcome, ma'am. Borno State Governor is represented by Honorable Umar Lawan Dalorima, Commissioner for Finance. You're very much welcome, sir. Honorable Minister, sir, would like to sincerely apologize and ask that you pardon us. No protocol is intended to be broken, but we'll just continue to do this. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, with an outstanding ovation, a resounding round of applause as I invite for the welcome address, the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Environment, Chairman, Technical Committee. A round of applause, please.
Thank you very much, MC. Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Gombe State, Dr. Manasa Jato, who ably represents the Governor of Gombe State, the #1 environmentalist and my boss, the convener, the environmentalist, the man that had environment in his heart day and night, the color of Ogoni land, Alaji Balarabe Abbas Lawan. Believe me, he is not in the mood. And why he is not in the mood is somebody that, if he give it time, believe you me, he will not be a minute late for that occasion. And he's very furious today because he has been misinformed. Because the program, if you look at it, is clearly showing 10:35. We are going to kickstart this project. But unfortunately, he was ready since as he was telling me, 8 o'clock, but he was told that he should come here 11 o'clock. That's why this, delay happened, and the man is not happy about it. Your Excellency, for whatever that must have happened, this is very, very unusual. We know it. That's why I initially even phoned you. I say it's very unusual of minister to come at this time. Sorry for the hiccup that happened. And please, on his behalf, I apologize to everybody that is here about the hiccup that must have happened. Sorry for this. Your Excellencies, other representatives of the Honorable Excellencies, the governors of the various states here present, the EU ambassador to Nigeria, Your Excellency, Ambassador Gautet Mignot, the European Union EIB representative here who just came in last night, Mr. Roger Stott, the UNOP representative here, the representative of the various ministers and permanent secretaries here present, the various honorable commissioners of environment here present, the permanent secretaries of environment in the various states here present, the various representatives of the MDS here present, our DGs and directors of the Federal Ministry of Environment here present, our other donor partners and partners of development here present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is with a great pleasure that I welcome you all to the momentous occasion for the official launch of Nigeria Climate Adaptation, Erosion and Watershed Project, New Map EIB. This is a European Investment Bank assisted project designed to address critical areas of climate adaptation and erosion. Today's gathering is not just a ceremonial event, but a resounding reaffirmation of our shared commitment to climate resilient Nigeria. As we all know, environmental degradation, climate change-induced phenomenon will continue to threaten our ecosystem, livelihoods, and sustainable development efforts. This project was not made possible through the support of European Investment Bank, which is a critical step towards our collective endeavor to confront these challenges head on with innovative, inclusive, and scalable solutions. The New Map EIB initiative is a strategic extension of our long-standing effort to address land degradation, strengthen institutional capacity, and empower communities to adapt to the changing climate, with its multidisciplinary approach and partnership model. This project embodies our vision for resilient landscape, sustainable infrastructure, and robust stakeholder engagement. We are particularly grateful for the European Investment Bank for not only recognizing the urgency of Nigeria's environmental challenges, but also for standing in solidarity with us as we build back smarter, greener, and resilient cities. This partnership reflects the kind of transformative collaboration the world needs, one that prioritizes people, planet, and prosperity. To our distinguished guests, and especially our esteemed state governors and members of the National Assembly, I offer my sincere appreciation for gracing the occasion with your presence despite your demanding commitments. Your attendance reflects the importance you attach to this initiative. We believe that this is a transformative leap in landscape management. The strategic watershed approach being introduced today represents a significant shift towards realizing long-term environmental sustainability. Your commitment is deeply valued, and I thank you for making the time to be here. Let me also welcome all our partners from various ministries and departments, NGOs, CSOs, and other developmental partners who have consistently supported us through policy, technical assistance, and community engagement. Your continued dedication has been and will continue to be the backbone of this journey. In conclusion, I urge all stakeholders to embrace the launch with clear purpose and renewed call for action. Together, let us turn plans into progress and challenges into opportunities, ensure that new MAP EIB project becomes a beacon of resilience and sustainability for generations to come. Once again, I warmly welcome you and also at the same time apologize for the late start of this this program. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, one more time, let's give it up for Mahmoud Gambari, our own permanent secretary. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, while that was on, we had a few more of our dignitaries make their way in. I'd like to acknowledge the arrival of His Excellency Dr. Emmanuel Akabe, Deputy Governor, Nasarawa State. A round of applause, please. Honorable Bawa Muhammad is representing Edo State Governor, Senator Monday Okbewolo. A round of applause, please. We have in our midst distinguished Senator Olubi Fadaji, Chairman, Senate Committee on Environment, represented by Professor Etimbok Esiet, Director, Legislative, Clerk, Senate Committee on Environment. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. You're very much welcome, sir. Right Honorable Victor Chukwu is representing the Ebonyi State Governor. He is the Commissioner for Environment. A round of applause, please. Delta State Governor is represented by the Honorable Commissioner for Ministry of Environment, Honorable Ejiro Germany Tommy. For want of time, I'll just reel through a couple of names that we have here, and then we can put our hands together for them all at the same time. Honorable Mike Itaba, Chairman Environment, House of Representatives. A round of applause, please. Ekiti State Governor is represented by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Environment, Mr. Tunde Balogun. We acknowledge the presence of commissioners from Akwa Ibom State, Commissioner for Environment, Finance, Economic Planning, Permanent Secretary, Environment, the HSA Donor Project, Right Honorable Dr. Sam Ikon, you're also very much welcome. Kaduna State Governor is represented by the Honorable Commissioner, Environment and Natural Resources, Abubakar Buba. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of the Director General, National Space Research and Development Agency, Dr. Mafia Adekpoju Nastra. You're very much welcome. Right Honorable Insikak Ekong, Honorable Commissioner Environment, is representing the Governor of Akwa Ibom State. Right Honorable Chuku Victor Yu, Honorable Commissioner for Environment, Ebonyi, is representing the Executive Governor. Delta State Governor, represented by Honorable Commissioner for Environment, I had taken that before. Oyo State Commissioner for Ministry of Environment and Water Resources, Honorable Barrister Shinwa Shamu, is representing the State Governor. Thank you very much. You may put your hands together now. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to help us settle in properly, I will invite now children from, or students from Gariki Secondary School, Area 10, here in Abuja, one of the foremost secondary schools in the capital city, and they will be performing spoken words poetry. But as they make their way in, allow me to recognize Engineer Chukwuemeka Woke, FNSE, Director General, Nostra. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for students of Gariki Secondary School as they step forward.
Good day, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We are the students of GSS Garki Area 10, and we are here to present spoken words titled The Voice of the Earth. My name is Oluwashina Ogboluwaga. This is the earth we call our home, our shield, our shelter, our protective dome. The earth provides everything we need, from the clothes on our backs to the food on which we feed. Yet we treat this same earth with such disdain. The rocky hills and the level plains. The winds and the seas, they cause erosion, while human bombs cause explosion. The earth itself starts to deteriorate. We can just do our part and put our hope in faith. The ozone layer slowly depletes, while some people, nonchalant, they just eat. The freezing glaciers begin to melt, while some folks just stay there clueless, these thoughts unfelt. Planting a tree one at a time is what I intend to teach with this rhyme. A word is enough for the wise, they say. With these thoughts, I leave you here today. Thank you.
I am the earth, the heartbeat of the universe. My river chokes are my forest sweeps. My voice is drowned in the silence of neglect. But I speak in the forces that turn streets into rivers and the farming that shrugs the land. Erosion carves scars on my skin, and land degradation steals tomorrow bread. Yet I am not only pain, I am resilience waiting to rise. Climate change adaptation is my shield. Biodiversity conversation is what I bear. So rise, let your hand be the roots that hold me free. Plant trees, guard rivers, build communities like fortresses of hope. For I am earth, and when you save me, you save yourself. When you protect me, you protect yourself. My voice is your voice. This is our melody.
Good day, esteemed ladies and gentlemen. My name is Okerike Esther, and the title of my poem is Earth, O Earth. Earth, O Earth. Her tears run, her body burns, her pores filled with excess water, yet we pump more. Her once beautiful body now filled with holes, cracks that cannot be filled, that cannot be cured without the proper skincare. A skincare of trees, a skincare of nature, a skincare to hide the holes she desperately hides. Why don't we listen to the voice of the earth? Why don't we listen to her pleas? Why don't we help her apply her ointment before the holes become non-closable? The earth is one that we stay in. The earth is our home. Why don't we help her? Why don't we heal her? Thank you.
Good day, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My name is Okmanaji Chidubimu, and I'll be presenting a spoken word on the topic Voice of the Earth. The earth is speaking. Can you hear it? In the roar of the winds, the clashing of waves, the rustling of leaves, and the whisper of soil shifting beneath our feet. It speaks on the pain of erosion as ancient towns are being torn away by the relentless force of nature. Mountains weep as their once proud peak mountains are being leveled down to hollows. Valleys are being leveled into the soil of unprotected soil. The rivers flood, swallowing up ancient cities that stand as a landmark for our culture. Cities are being submerged, and crops that once provide food to families are being vanished in a blink of an eye. But all hope is not lost. The earth calls for us to act, for us to stand up and adapt to the climate changes in our environment, for us to stand up and adapt to the climate changes in our ecosystem, for us to stand up and conserve natural resources, and for we to stand up to sustain our national ecosystem. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Alaofi Follower Divine from Government Secondary School, Gariki. Climate change, climate change, climate change. The good, the bad, the ugly. From ravaging rainfalls to scorching atmospherical land temperatures. What a natural phenomenon. It affects our world in various ways, from natural disasters to man-made calamities. What a wonderful world we live in. Fighting it, no, that's not the solution. Managing it, that seems more like it. We all need to take responsibility. Scratch that. Respond using our abilities. We need to innovate, experimentate, and investigate, or leave our fate to an unstable state. We all have our parts to play. From afforestation to reforestation to climate change adaptation. Or else environmental pollution and degradation will be the order of the day. The movement from one place to another, or the movement of 1,000 miles, begins with one simple step. We need to act briskly, curbing greenhouse gas erosion, or else our action will culminate into an equal reaction of destruction. Thank you.
The earth cries. The earth is screaming for our help. Climate change, deforestation, and pollution are diverging our planet. We must take action.
Good day, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nufi Jessica. Let's listen. A whisper at first, then carried on by the wind. A voice that once sang sweetly, now choked with dust and the stench of drone. Our mountains are weeping as their skins erodes. The earth is crying out for our help and asking, my children, when will you listen? We leave behind the scars of our own demise. They are mirrors. This earth that we live in, we see as something without value, is actually something we should take as our own dear child and love. We are so drenched and engulfed in our own greed and selflessness that we forget the fact that our home, the earth, our mother, our shelter, and our guide is out there waiting for us to take a step and start making change. We bring in sciences into the world, forgetting that the way we carry out these science experiments are quite harmful. And she's on her knees pleading and crying, my children, please listen. But yet we forget and we are selfless, thinking of our own things, of the things we could get from the world. We carry out illegal acts of making fossil fuels when the governments are doing it the right way, but the individuals want to do it themselves so they could get money into their pockets for themselves. Is that what the earth deserves? No. Our mother's tears are there. They are like an ocean. The earth is cracking. Volcanoes erupting each and every day. Our population starting to decrease. We do not know that we are the reason why this harm is taking place now in our community. Oh, earth, I wish they could hear you. She says, my children, one day you will look back at your foundation. Would we be here without the earth? No, she is our source of food, our shelter. She brings water, she brings life, the green land, an ever-flourishing land flowing with milk and honey. Oh, how sweet and melodious. Her voice is flickering. She wants to talk, but her voice is fractured. How do we fix it? We start now. We take action now. With one voice in advocacy, we'll come together, saying the voice of the earth, bringing in awareness from the north, east, south, and west, globally, taking care of our ecosystem and ensuring that our home is a land that continues flowing with milk and honey from today onwards to the day that the rapture may tarry. If it doesn't come, then we continue living it. But let's start now. Take action now. Let's advocate. Voice of the earth. Thank you.
Go.
We are the voice of the earth. Thank you.
I want to believe they deserve much more than that. Thank you very much. I'm also tempted to present my own spoken words. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we'll begin to take goodwill messages now. I'd like to invite a representative from the Federal Ministry of Finance, the Director, International Economic Relations Department. A round of applause, please.
Thank you, MC. His Excellency, the Governor of Nasarawa State, His Excellency, the Governor of Gombe State, ably represented by the Deputy Governors, and all other governors here represented, the Honorable Minister of Environment, please permit me to stand on the already established protocol. My name is Alkali Mustafa Bello from the Federal Ministry of Finance, wearing multiple caps of representing the Chief Borrower of the Economy and the Coordinating Minister of the Economy, the Minister of Finance, and the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Finance, all at the same time. I am here as a messenger to deliver on a keynote address, and it reads, It is with great honor and deep sense of humility that I deliver this keynote address at the official launch of the European Investment Bank Assisted Nigeria Climate Adaptation, Erosion and Watershed project. Today marks a milestone in our collective effort to safeguard Nigeria's environment, communities, and economy from the adverse effects of climate change, particularly soil erosion and watershed degradation. This project, valued at 175 million euros, represents a strong demonstration of the partnership between European Investment Bank and the government of Nigeria. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the development objective of this project is clear, and it is to reduce the vulnerability of our communities to soil erosion across targeted sub-watersheds in Nigeria. Soil erosion has so far took long, destroyed farmlands, displaced communities, and eroded critical infrastructure. This project, therefore, offers us a chance to not only restore degraded lands, but also to strengthen the resilience of our environment and the people. Through determination and mutual commitment, the project reached effectiveness in May 2025, with the first disbursement of 17.5 million euros received in August 2025. We are proud that implementation is now set to begin, with the official launch serving as a rallying point for action. This project is comprised of 4 components, namely the erosion and watershed management infrastructure investment, strengthening institution and information services, climate change response, effective project management. Together, these components form a holistic approach to addressing erosion, managing watershed, sustainability, and building capacity at both state and community levels. Importantly, the project has 23 participating states, ensuring that its impact will be felt widely across Nigeria. Distinguished guests, the Federal Ministry of Finance, International Economic Relations Department in particular, remains fully committed to ensuring the smooth implementation of this project. Our role is to provide continued coordination, oversight, and support in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Environment towards the achievement of the project's objectives. I wish to express profound appreciation to the European Investment Bank for this significant partnership, and to all stakeholders who have worked tirelessly to bring us to this point. The successful execution of this project will not only reduce the risk of soil erosion, but will also create jobs, improve agricultural productivity, protect infrastructure, and contribute to Nigeria's broader climate change adaptation agenda. As we launch this project today, let me emphasize that implementation is the true measure of success. We must therefore commit ourselves to transparency, accountability, and efficiency to ensure that the resources deployed achieve maximum impact for our people. I finally urge all partners, government agencies, development partners, state governments, and communities to seize this opportunity to work together and ensure that this project delivers tangible benefits to Nigerians. Together, we can restore our watershed, protect our environment, and build more climate resilient Nigeria. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Alkali Mustafa Bello, Director, Internal Economic Relations Department, Federal Ministry of Finance. A round of applause for him, please. While that was on, my own Deputy Governor, His Excellency, Comrade Joel Salifo, once a comrade, always a comrade, Deputy Governor of Kogi State, stepped in. He represents Kogi State government. A resounding round of applause, please. Ondo State Governor is represented by Commissioner for Finance, Mrs. Omoumi Isaac. A round of applause. Professor Chidebere Onya, SSG, is representing Enugu State Governor. Philemon Asonye Obonna, Honorable Commissioner for Environment, is representing the Executive Governor of Abia State, Dr. Alice Chioma Otie. Round of applause. Niger State Governor is represented by Dr. Abubakar Sadiq Musa, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Environment and Climate Change. A round of applause, please. Permit me, distinguished guests, to recognize Honorable Muhammad Said Ufau, Commissioner for Environment, Water and Forest Resources, Gombe State. Dr. Ishaku Babayo, Special Advisor, Donors and Department Partners Coordination, Gombe State. Princess Margaret Elia, Commissioner for Environment and Natural Resources, Nasarawa State. Director, Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, FPFMD, is also here. You're very much welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Anyanwu Anselm, Commissioner for Finance and Budget, Imo State, represents Governor of Imo State. Sir Barrister Major Emenike, Honorable Commissioner for Environment and Sanitation, Imo State, represents the government of Imo State. I would like to crave your indulgence that we please slow down on recognitions as time is beginning to move faster than we are moving. We'll take further goodwill messages, and I'd like to invite the representative of European Investment Bank. 5 minutes have been allotted for this. Please, a round of applause.
Honorable Minister of the Environment of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, honorable representatives of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, governors, deputy governors, and other representatives of the federal states of Nigeria, distinguished guests, His Excellency, the Ambassador of the European Union, ladies and gentlemen. This will be not as exciting, this speech, as those given by the children just now, but in any event. It is with great pleasure that I represent the European Investment Bank at today's official launch of the Nigeria Climate Adaptation, Erosion, and Watershed Management Project, NUMAP. Today marks the first phase of implementation of this landmark project for the EIB and Nigeria, and marks a significant milestone in a journey that reflects long-term preparation and shared commitment to climate resilience. The European Investment Bank is the EU bank, owned by the 27 member states of the European Union. Climate adaptation and mitigation have long been a key objectives of the EU and the European Investment Bank, such that we often refer to ourselves as the Climate Bank. In 2019, we adopted the Climate Bank Roadmap, pursuant to which we undertook that by 2025, not less than 50% of all of our activities would be dedicated to climate action, and we have achieved and surpassed that goal. In 2023 and 2024, approximately 60% of all of our activities were dedicated to climate action. So the NUMAP project falls squarely within this objective. Supported by a 25-year, 175 million euro loan from the EIB to Nigeria, This project exemplifies the kind of high-impact, climate-focused operation we are proud to support. In fact, it is the first project of the EIB in sub-Saharan Africa that is solely dedicated to climate adaptation. As other speakers before me have mentioned, the scope of this project is very broad. It involves addressing soil degradation, erosion, and gully prevention in 23 states throughout Nigeria. The project will bring about flood prevention measures, notably in the states that were devastated by last year's floods. 3,100 hectares of land, forest, and habitat will be restored, supporting biodiversity and ecological stability. There will be a positive impact on the lives of approximately 750,000 Nigerians by 2030 through improved resilience, restored livelihood, and economic opportunities. And finally, approximately 25,000 jobs will be created in the areas of forestry, afforestation, and fisheries. But at its heart, this project is about reversing the damage caused by soil erosion and human activity throughout Nigeria. It is about restoring nature, supporting communities whose lives depend upon the land. The afforestation and biodiversity components are especially vital in the sense that it's not only for environmental sustainability, but also for long-term environment of the people who live in these areas. We're extremely grateful for the leadership of the Nigerian Ministry of the Environment, whose dedication and commitment has been instrumental in bringing us to this launch. We also acknowledge our partnership with UN Ops, whose support is helping ensure smooth and swift implementation of the project and full alignment with EIB standards. Their involvement is already accelerating rollout and strengthening compliance. As the head of the EIB's Regional Office for West and Central Africa, I'm extremely proud to be here today at this official inauguration. The launch of NewMap reflects the kind of practical, long-term support the EIB is committed to delivering in partnership with Nigeria. We look forward to the positive impact this project will have on communities, ecosystems, and the broader climate resilience agenda. And finally, Honorable Minister, I have come to under the impression, even though we just met, that you're a man who is very impatient and wants to move forward. So let me tell you that today our teams, our technical teams, were meeting. So it's not about just the speeches, but we're actually launching the project and getting going as fast as we can to bring about the impact on the people of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Roger Stout. European Investment Bank, please a round of applause for him. Next to speak, representative of UNOPS.
Excellency, Honorable Minister of Environment, honorable representatives of the Ministry of Finance, distinguished NewMap National Project Coordinator, esteemed representatives of the European Investment Bank and the European Union and other organizations, distinguished guests, colleagues, and ladies and gentlemen. It is a privilege today to be here as part of the launch of the Nigeria Climate Adaptation Erosion and Watershed project. On behalf of United Nations Office for Project Services, UNOPS, the West Africa Multi-Country Office, I extend our sincere appreciation to the government of Nigeria, the Federal Ministry of Environment, the Federal Ministry of Finance, our partners at the European Investment Bank, federal and state project management units who are at the lead of this important project. This project is not only an investment.
The Nigerian Climate Change Adaptation, Erosion and Watershed Management Project. It is a project that is being funded by the European Investment Bank. As you have heard from our esteemed guests that have made a goodwill presentation here, the project is Nigerian Climate Adaptation, Erosion and Watershed Management Project, which is built on the successes being recorded by the World Bank funded. This initiative was led by the federal government of Nigeria in collaboration with the subnational government in order to find a lasting solution to the issues of climate change as it develops our environment. This issue is to be addressed includes among issues of advanced gully erosion, flood challenges, and other forms of land degradation across the country. Next slide. This approach has a holistic approach being designed in order to implement this project. One of it is the erosion mitigation. And this project wants to ensure that more attention is focused on mitigation, whereby we'll be able to nip these flood issues or the issues of land degradation at the initial stage and to ensure that we handle it and stop it from further expansion. While in areas where the erosion has become manifested and is aggravated, we bring a lasting solution to this form of gully erosion. It has to be implemented using the environmental resuscitation approach aimed to restore the environment and to develop Nigerian resilience towards the changing climate. It is a project that is going to be implemented with rigorous community engagement. It is a project that is going to be coming with empowerment of the devastated community. This project will strengthen the resilience of Nigerian climate, it will support livelihood, and it will promote sustainable development. Next slide. This project has an institutional arrangement that has been established by the government and the financier of this project. The project is being overseen at the highest level by the Federal Minister of Environment, who is the chairman of the steering committee, having representation from permanent secretaries of federal ministries and MDAs, of line ministries and MDAs, and also from other membership of government. It is a point, like I earlier said, whereby it has exacerbated point, like I earlier said, whereby it has exacerbated, it will be treated holistically. And like I earlier said again, it is going to be matched with robust community engagement. The reasons are obvious. If the community do not have a buy-in, if the community does not take ownership, there will be no room for sustainability. And therefore, government investment will be a wasted one. So the community are going to be robustly engaged, and the livelihood initiative activities that will be coming with the project, the community will be able to benefit from it. And this is the structure that we are approaching the implementation of the investment in terms of the infrastructure. The other component is component 2, which has to do with the project management. And that is why at the national level, you have the Federal Project Management Unit, well seated in the Federal Ministry of Environment under the supervision of the Minister of Environment. And this component is to provide the necessary requirement in terms of technical capacity, in terms of project operational running cost, and in terms of support in strengthening institutions and line MDAs that will be participating on this project, whereby capacity building will come in for the purpose of deposition of knowledge, and also equipments and tools that those officers that are within those MDAs could be requiring in order to continue running government investment and business going forward. Next slide. This is the project cycle. The project cycle will start with need assessment and site identification. It's very, very important, and it's very, very clear. We need to identify those sites, and that is why we have taken all this time while we are waiting for this very important date to come, to make sure that we visited all the states so that we'll be able to identify not only the states having the required staff, not only the states having the required facilities in terms of offices and counterpart form, but is there sites that government have put forward in order to attract funding from the European Bank? And this site, do they meet the condition criteria for the site selection? This will be coming up with engagement and consultation with regard to providing designs, with regards to engaging consultants that will be carrying out some level of support in order to drive the project implementation. We have the issue, the area of participation and investment that will have allowed project implementation. We have the procurement processes that will lead to procurement of these projects. Very importantly, and highly recommended by the European Bank, is the disclosure of the environmental safeguard instrument. There is no any project site that is going to be intervened without providing the required instruments with regard to safeguard. And this must be cleared, certified by the authority or representation of the government of Nigeria, which is the Environmental Assessment Department of the Federal Ministry of Environment. And this will be done in line and in tandem with the European Bank standard and guideline. What is also important is the issue of the resettlement action plan. This, the European Bank consider it very important. There will be no intervention on site whereby there are issues of grievances with regards to resettlement. This has to be done 100%, and it has to be verified by an audit report, an independent auditor to confirm that the resettlement action plan has been completed. That is only when contractors that have been engaged can now move to site. It will be followed with rigorous monitoring and evaluation to ascertain the progress vis-a-vis of the sites, vis-a-vis the financial achievement and milestone. And naturally, project will always come to assess whether where we are doing the right thing, where we are there gaps, where we are there challenges. That is the midterm review. And then the issue of operation and maintenance will follow in commissioning of site, and then audits of the progress that has been going on site. Very much importantly and very critical, a project can never close without a project closure report. And this has two reports, the borrower's completion report and the implementation completion report, which is done by the government, and the borrowers is done by the financier of the project. Next slide. Like I earlier said, government, both at the national and the subnational, are expected to provide the matching grants in order to supplement what has been provided. And you can see from the slide here, the government of Nigeria, both at the national level and the subnational, have demonstrated the highest political will in ensuring that counterpart funds are being made available to this project. And where you see that the amount is low, they already have an approved budget that has created a budgetary line in their state budget. And the government, during our visit to the state have assured us as soon as implementation commences, each state are ready to put in more money, and some states have equally make provision for up to 1.5 billion, even in their budget. Next slide. EIB does not allow this project to work in silos. There are some critical conditions. And what are these conditions? The project to be implemented, is it going to benefit the people that this project is going to be implemented within their neighborhood? Does it improve on their socio-economic well-being? You have heard from the European Bank, you have heard from the European Union that the project will be coming up with livelihood support. And the idea is very, very clear. Without bringing in the community, there will be no sustainability. Environmental safeguard is very clear. Until clearance is being provided by the relevant government agency, no site will be procured. Resettlement action plan, like I earlier said, must be implemented 100% before any site can be boarded and a contractor is allowed to move in. Next slide. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this presentation will take us to some video clip for us to see whether there is the capacity, whether the issues that are there facing us is real. And the question will be, are we having the right state of mind to carry out this project? Is the capacity there? Has government demonstrated commitment? Are the issues real? I now take you to the video because there's a picture speak for itself. Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to this video.
The European Investment Bank assisted Nigeria Climate Adaptation-Erosion and Watershed project builds on the successes of the World Bank-financed Nigeria Erosion and Watershed Management Project, which was implemented for 8 years to address the problems of soil erosion, land degradation in forms of gully erosion, and flood water management in targeted sub-watershed.
The project Nigerian Climate Adaptation, Erosion and Watershed Management Project is a scale-off facility and a blended project that was to be implemented with the World Bank funded New Map Erosion and Watershed Management Project under the World Bank. The project was intended to have worked hand in hand with the World Bank funding. At the midterm review of the Nigerian Erosion and Watershed Management Project being funded by the World Bank, the Nigerian government discovered that there is a gap in the funding in relation to the issue that is on ground. And after assessing the performance of the World Bank funded NUMA project, and having seen the success story that has been recorded, the government of Nigeria felt that there is a need for the lenders of this fund to bring in additional financing.
The NUMAP EIB, led by the federal government of Nigeria, is a multi-sectoral and multifaceted effort aimed at addressing the country's pressing challenges of land degradation and erosion. Nigeria is vulnerable to the impacts of climate change, including soil erosion and land degradation.
If we see the room, we always close the school early before closing time.
Botikin na a jikin nan katangan shi ne botikin ya taɓa katangan na fara. Da goshi na dina da bayan.
Many people at times fall into this place. I've seen these places. So many people have died even here. So many people have died.
You see the expansion is already close to the house. It can even collapse overnight and people lot of lives are in danger, you understand? So please let the government help us, please.
This project aims to address these challenges and build resilience in communities across the country. The Nigeria Climate Adaptation, Erosion and Watershed Project is a nationwide initiative that seeks to reduce vulnerability to soil erosion in targeted sub-watershed, restore degraded land in targeted areas, secure ecosystem functions by managing erosions, mitigate climate change by reducing the impact of climate change in targeted sub-watershed communities.
After the project has been declared technically effective, the next stage was disbursement effectiveness stage. And in this disbursement effectiveness stage, it comes with condition precedents. These condition precedents are outlined items that states need to meet up with it before the actual disbursement will touch the ground. So what are some of these condition precedents? Is there available office space? Is the space equipped with equipment that will be utilized? Are there professionally, technically inclined staff to run the offices and the projects? Are there provision of counterpart staff, counterpart funding? Are there provision of counterpart fund accounts vis-a-vis the euro accounts? Are there really sites that met the condition to be enlisted as eligible or candidate site to be having this investment? Are there prioritized government sites so that the little money that we were able to secure from the European Investment Bank should be able to implement what can be sustainable, what can be verified, what can be measured in real time, so that it will now justify the resources that have been provided for.
In furtherance to achieving the project's development goals and in line with the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which is not unaware of the present exigencies and issues within the environment, aims to provide a sustainable environment and smart city for the Nigerian people.
There are high expectations from the community. There are high expectations from government, because government feel that this is the only solution. This is the only way that we'll be able to tackle this. Moreover, having the record of what that has been done under NUMA before, the government and the subnationals are very, very confident in this project. And they believe that this is a project that should be able to come and attend to. So 175 million euro is just like dropping your water in the sea, a drop of water, because there are well over 1,000 cases of erosion that are highly active if we are to address it.
The Federal Project Management Unit FPMU team, upon the permission of the Honorable Minister of Environment Malam Balarabe Abbas Lawal, embarked on scoping missions to assess the state's effective readiness to participate in the project and draw counterpart funding from the European Investment Bank.
This is a project that comes with the issue of social engagement. Like you said, where these issues are taking place is within the communities. And without the communities buy-in, there will be no sustainability and there will be no ownership. So this project has a rigorous engagement. It's going to embark on a rigorous engagement, stakeholders engagement with the communities and other relevant stakeholders. We are applying the strategy of using the NGOs. The NGOs are our entry point into these communities. And the NGOs are to sensitize the local communities, organize them, and then also train them in project implementation, post-project maintenance for sustainability. And why that this project is going to be in a good hands is because it is a project that comes with a livelihood enhancement program. Because we believe most of these issues was as a result of human quest for livelihood, be it sand mining, be it tree lumbering for either fuel wood or for other economic gains. So if we say you should stop sand mining, if we say you should stop felling the trees, or to some extent, it is as a result of inadequate or poor urban planning. So if we say we need to put people to do the right thing, then we should be able to provide them with an alternative livelihood so that they cannot go back to business as usual. You can do your work very well, it looks beautiful, it is well planned, but after it, if the people goes back to business as usual, you will come back to the same level. So it is a project that comes with citizen engagement using the NGOs, non-governmental organizations, as the entry point into the community.
As the project takes off, the team is working tirelessly to lay the groundwork for success.
Part of the condition readiness is to ensure that there is an office accommodation, well equipped, and with the qualified staff to man the offices. This is the M&E specialist, and here is the social and livelihood specialist. It is in this office that is anchoring all the communications of this project. Mrs. Naomi Abam, she is in charge of all the finances of this project. And seated by her, supporting her, is the assistant project accountant, who is the head of administration, conducting all the administrative affairs of this project. And this is the auditor's office. This is one of our offices, and this is a workstation. And this is a very important office because it's the support to the National Project Coordinator.
From planning and coordination to stakeholder engagement and community outreach, join us as we follow the journey of the Nigeria Climate Adaptation, Erosion and Watershed Project from its early beginnings to its future successes.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Are we ready for the project? This event, as it will be handled by my Honorable Minister, will tell us that, yes, we are ready. Is the resources provided sufficient? All the key actors are here. The National Assembly is well represented. The Coordinating Minister for the Economy is well represented. Your Excellencies, the governors are here. For us, at the project implementation level, we have rolled our sleeves and will hit the ground running. We know the tasks ahead of us, and we are ready to face it on. With the overwhelming support we have gotten from our authorizing environment, the government at the national level, at the state level, for us, it's a done deal. I want to thank you for your time, and thank you for listening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Engineer Anda Ayuba Yalax. One more time, please, let's put our hands together. National Project Coordinator, NewMap EIB, thank you for that comprehensive and insightful overview. Your presentation has not only clarified the objectives and milestones of the project, but also reinforced the significance at both the national and community level. Ladies and gentlemen, I guess I speak your mind when I say that we now have a clearer picture and understanding of where we have come from, where we are, and where we're headed. Well, as we continue today's program, we'll be hearing from more voices and perspectives that will help bring this project to life, not just in concept or on paper, but in action. And on that note, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to humbly ask that we give an ovation, a standing ovation, to our own host minister as he comes to give his address. The Minister for Environment and Chairman Steering Committee. He will be launching the project and NewMap EIB newsletter alongside his address. Balarabe Abbas. Lawal. I think we can sustain that till he gets here. A round of applause.
Please don't mind him. Please sit down, please. Sit down, please. Sit down, please. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, the MC. Let me start by appreciating the MC for his very good steering of this very important event for us, the Ministry of Environment. And I also want to appreciate and thank the governors that are here, ably represented by their deputies. Particularly, I want to thank Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Gombe State, Vanessa Daniel Jatta, who has been here for a very long time. I'm sorry I even came after him. Thank you very much. The Deputy Governor of Nasarawa State, who was here and had to leave because he's chairing another meeting somewhere else, Dr. Emmanuel Akabi. And Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Kogi State, Salif Joel, who joined us as we are here. And also our chairman, who just came in and left because he also has another important engagement, the Chairman House Committee on Environment, Right Honorable Mike Itabi. And also the distinguished senator, the chairman of this committee, who is also ably represented. Then our amiable permanent secretary, who is here, who tried to explain why we started this engagement late. He was just trying to protect his staff, who misled me to think that the occasion is starting at 11, and he knows that I will be here at the time. In most cases, they give time, so I usually come on the right time, and they will not be ready. That's why they think that they can do that well lane, and I didn't take it lightly. Permanent Secretary, I'm not sure you have succeeded in defending your staff. Your Excellency, the Ambassador of EU, my good friend, and also supporter. He has been supporting us very many ways, and we always appreciate him. Whenever I see him, I'm very happy to see him. His Excellency Gauthier Magnot, thank you very much for being here. Then also our sponsors, the head of the EIB Regional Office, West Africa and Central Africa, who's also here personally. And as I was sitting very close to him, Mr. Roger Stewart, I asked him that maybe, based on what he has seen, being presented by the project coordinator, maybe he will give us more money, and I think he agreed to give us more money. Then we have many commissioners that are here, so I cannot mention them because they are all here, and I want to thank him very much for presenting their governments and their governors here in this important occasion. Commissioners, they are our own colleagues, so I want to thank you very much for being here. Then also our directors and director generals of the Ministry of Environment that are here. And I honestly don't want to forget the Minister of Finance, who gave us a very good speech and encouragement for what we are doing here. And we depend solely, we are going to hold you to what you said, that the Ministry of Finance will continue to support the Ministry of Environment in this area. Members of the political corps that are here, and members of our partners. There are many partners that I don't want to miss. Some of them were here, UNOPS, Islamic Development Bank, the World Bank, and all of you that are here. I want to thank you very much for being here with us today. And also the distinguished ladies and gentlemen that are here, all of you. I miss the students because I think they've been asked to go home because I've learned a lot from the students that were brought here to give us the voice of the earth. I've been preaching this, I've been talking about that we have been taking things for granted for a long time, that the earth needs us to listen to it. We must listen to the earth. And the students told us that, and I believe that I'm very encouraged because at that level, they are beginning to understand that we need to protect the earth. We need to do that because it is, like they said, the earth is begging us to protect it. For a long time, we took things for granted. Many people assume that when you talk of climate change, it's just a mirage. It's not there. You are just trying to do some hype. But I think the climate change is there. We are facing the consequences of climate change. The entire project we are going to launch today is a reflection of the fact that we are facing the consequences of climate change. And most of these changes that we are witnessing are partly due to our own carelessness, due to our own taking things for granted and due to the fact that we think the earth is just there. I mean, you can't harm it, but we are seeing clearly that we can harm the earth. The earth is just like all of us here. It can easily be harmed, and we have harmed it for a long time, and it's now crying for our help to support it. And like I said, there is nowhere we can go if we destroy this earth. It's the only one we have. For a long time, people have gone to the moon, they have gone to the Mars and many other planets, and I believe they are trying to look for alternative to the Mother Earth, but there is no alternative. I want to assure you that there is no alternative to Mother Earth. So we have to wake up and try to see that we protect this Mother Earth, and this is the essence of this project we're going to launch today. Protecting our own environment, protecting our own earth, and the only one we have. So it is my honor and privilege to welcome you all to this great event, which is the launch of the European Investment Bank Assisted Nigerian Climate Adaptation-Erosion and Watershed Program. This event represents a significant milestone in our shared commitment to protecting Nigeria's environment, building climate resilience, and ensuring sustainable livelihood for all our citizens. Ladies and gentlemen, you may recall that in 2010, the federal government of Nigeria, with support from the World Bank, initiated the Nigerian Erosion and Watershed Project, which is normally called NUMAF, IDA, known as the NUMAF. The project was designed to tackle soil degradation, improve food security, and promote land restoration in line with economic recovery and growth plan. It was launched in 2013 with 7 pilot states, and subsequently scaled up to 23 states across the country. Over its implementation period, NUMAP mitigated gully erosion, improved community livelihoods, and strengthened institutional capacity in all facets of lives in Nigeria. The project was then formally closed in June 2022. So the first NUMAF was started in 2013 and closed 2022. And because of the success of that project, the government and World Bank, later on the EU, decided that we need to scale it up, we need to continue with it, and we need to build on it. And this is what we are now trying to do. So to concentrate on this and scale up on the achievement of the NUMAP, one, I would say, additional financing from European Investment Bank was secured, and the facility, like you are shown by the MPC, is 175 million euro, which was approved in 2020 by the bank. And so it's been approved in 2020, but you know, it takes a long time for us to sit down, organize it, create a framework, try to build up what are you have just seen for us to get to it. That's why it's taken so long that it is now 2025 we are starting. But I honestly, I'm sure most of you recall that there was the COVID intervention around that period. 2020, 2021, we are struggling with COVID-19. But today, by God's grace, we are here to launch it after 5 years of the approval. And the state that will be under this particular NUMAF include Abia, Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Borno, Cross Rivers, Delta, Ebonyi, Edo, Enugu, Ikiti, Gombe, Imo, Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, Kogi, Nasarawa, Niger, Ogun, Ondo, Oyo, Plateau, and Sokoto. These are the 23 states that will be that will benefit from this program, and I believe that many states have already indicated that they want to also join. So we will welcome them as we go along. So ladies and gentlemen, the new initiative reaffirms Nigerian commitment to sustainable land and water resource management, as well as climate resilience and community development. And that's why the MPC emphasized that we are going to plan with the people. In most cases, we plan for the people. But this time around, we are going to engage the people. We are going to take into consideration their own understanding of the environment, and so we are going to plan with them instead of planning for them. Through this project, we will scale up interventions to combat erosion, watershed degradation, and other environmental malaise. We will also safeguard lives, protect farmlands, infrastructure, and enhance livelihoods across all the communities within these 23 states. In addition, the project will strengthen climate adaptation measures and promote inclusive community participation at every level. Nigeria is facing worsening climate disasters like many other nations. The new initiative will now equip us with necessary tools to effectively combat gully erosion and annual flooding. I'm sure you know that almost every year we are sending alerts. We are sending forecasts on flood across the country. This is because flood has now become a big issue. And it is linked to climate change. It is linked to the fact that we have not been doing the right thing. Most of these floods that we are facing are man-generated. We have blocked waterways by buildings. We have blocked watershed areas. We have built on floodplains and things like that. So much as the climate change is there, there's also the man-made problems that we are trying to confront. When we were kids, I'm sure most of you remember that in cities in the north, we had what we call the ponds, kududupai, that the water falls, it goes into this pond, it becomes a reservoir for us to use the water subsequently. But most of these kududupai have been built upon. They have been built now. You don't see them anymore. So you find that when there is rainfall, it falls and it goes into houses, it destroys our farm, it destroys our livelihoods and the rest of it. So it is our problem. So we must find ways of trying to address these problems in trying to provide for avenues for water to move in. We're thinking of rain harvest, which is one area we can do that, but that also means that we have to provide avenues for water to move in and out when it comes down. And that's why when the architects, the Association of Architects of Nigeria came to visit me, I blame them. I said, you architects, you are the ones that normally get consultancy to go and design houses on waterways, design houses on floodplains. So I'm appealing to you, please, whenever somebody gave you a contract or consultancy to go and design a house, make sure that house is not located on a waterway, on a floodplain. That's the only way in which we can guarantee this. So we must talk to everybody that is concerned. Town planners, let them not allocate plots on floodplains. Let them not allocate plots on let not allocate plot on ways that the areas that water normally finds its way. So we must, all of us, put our hands on deck and see that we do the right thing. This includes town planners, architects, quantity surveyors, and all that are involved in this. So we must work hard in trying to see that we prevent some of these climatic problems. And I always say that in Nigeria, you find that flood is happening where it is least expected. Flood is happening where it is least expected. You'll expect flood in Lokoja, or flood in Niger, where you have the Niger River, or in the riverine areas and near the coast. But here in Nigeria, you find the most severe floods are in the north, in the fringes of the Sahel. That's why we have flood. In Katsina, in Sokoto, in Bauchi, in Yobe, in Borno State, you have flood. Why? Simply because we have not been doing the right thing and we have been doing the wrong things. So we must try to address this thing. The government, the communities, local government must also find ways and means of trying to see that we address these issues. Clean the debris, clean the waterways, the gutters and all that. When the rainfall, it has access for it to move out of that place. So it is important for us to do this if we are trying to save ourselves from the damages of the flood and things like that. So we must do that for us to continue. So the support of the European Bank in climate finance provides Nigeria with opportunity to strengthen erosion control, flood management, and watershed restoration. Such partnership reinforces our resolve to take a firm stand against the devastating impact of climate change. I'm pleased to inform you that the government of Nigeria has, like it has been shown, that we have already started by giving out 750 million for the takeoff of the office of the project. This is just part and parcel of what we are expected to do, and we have done that. And I also want to inform you that A number of the state governments have done that. Based on what they are supposed to do, they have also provided for the take-off of their state government offices. So it is important for us to see that people are taking this seriously, and even from the number of participants from the state, you can see that most of the states are taking this seriously, and I want to commend the state for that. May I also emphasize that the success of this project depends on the commitment of stakeholders at all levels. I therefore urge the state governors to continue supporting the project through payment of their counterfeit contributions. The federal government is processing another tranche of disbursement through the Federal Ministry of Finance, and we have confirmed that they are doing that. So I want to sincerely express our appreciation to the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy for his tireless effort in making this project a reality. And I think his motive has made us believe that we are right in doing that. I also want to appeal for his continued support and consideration in providing additional counterfund funding, which will further strengthen the impact of the project. Special gratitude also goes to the European Investment Bank for deeming Nigeria worthy of this facility. And like I said, they will do more based on the commitment I had from the regional representative here. It is my hope that this partnership will continue to yield positive results for our people and for our environment. And it is important also to express our profound gratitude to His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for his commitment to our environment. He is very much committed to our environment, and wherever he goes, he speaks of our environment. He has given us support for this project and many other projects that has to do with environment. So I want to sincerely thank him for doing that, and we'll continue to work within the renewed Hope Agenda priorities, of which climate, smart, resilient cities are part of it. Mr. President is committed to sustainable development in the area of green cities and other successes in the area we have done. We have just launched our green bond, which is also in another attempt to provide finance for supporting green projects. It has just been launched and launched and issued, and we believe that we'll do the fourth one this year. We have done two before. We have done this third one now, and we'll do another one before the year runs up. And that's also through the support of the Federal Ministry of Finance and many other institutions, including the EU, the World Bank, and most of these institutions. So we commend His Excellency, the President, for the support he has given us and he has continued to give us in the Ministry of Environment. We also acknowledge the National Assembly for their support and consistent support and commitment to providing enabling legislative framework and budgetary allocation that has made this project possible. Our special appreciation goes to the state governments for their strong partnership implementing this initiative. Like I said, that we have received very strong support from the governors. And I often give the story of one state governor. Immediately he was elected, he called me and he said that, look, are we part of New Map? I said, Your Excellency, you are part of it. He said, all right, then I can now relax. So that is a governor from one of the southern states. So it showed the level at which the governors take this project very seriously. So I want to sincerely commend the governors for that, and I want you to convey that to the governors. Thank you for your support, and we'll continue. We'll not take your support for granted, I assure you. We are equally grateful to our partners, particularly the development partners, civil society organizations, as well as the private sector for their expertise, funding, and advocacy. We also recognize our traditional rulers. I thought I'm going to see some of them because the MPC promised that he's going to invite the traditional rulers, but I haven't seen any one of them here. But I think I want to thank them even in absentia for the role they are playing and they are going to play. And I heard that the NPC is talking about engaging the non-governmental organization. I believe that the most important structure you are going to engage with, so for you to get down to the communities, include the traditional rulers And don't forget the religious leaders. Religion is important in Nigeria, so don't forget the religious leaders in the community engagement. They play a very important role. If they are with you, I assure you, you succeed. If they are not, you will have problems. So please don't forget the traditional rulers and the religious leaders. So I want to also urge the project coordinator to ensure effective implementation, transparency, accessibility of the project so that its benefit remain impactful. It's important for us for the implementation to be very, very resourceful and impactful. And like I always said, we must find ways of sustaining projects like this. In Nigeria, we have so many projects funded by the World Bank, funded by the European Community, and so many other partner organizations. But in most cases, once the project terminates, it disappears, and you find that resources are left to lay fallow. So in the Ministry of Environment, we have taken it on ourselves to see that every project, every program in the ministry, we are going to find ways and means of trying to sustain it. There's a committee being chaired by the permanent secretary that will attempt to do that. When I was in Onga, we had one session on forestry, and I could remember in the 80s and late 80s and 90s, there was a significant support from the EEC, I don't know what it means now, the European Economic Council, something like that, for forestry in Nigeria. That project was very successful for a very long time. But the moment the support and the funding stops, the whole thing just left, and I don't think that there's any monitoring, there's anything that is being done around that. So I know my state was part of it, and the whole thing just disappeared. And if you go around, you see a number of abundant infrastructure all over the country for projects that stopped, that terminated. So we must find ways and means of trying to make sure that once you start a project, you sustain it and you continue to monitor it, and if possible, like we are trying to do in the Ministry of Environment, try to take that project under a department or under an agency that will continue to monitor and nurture that project, because we shouldn't allow them just to die after the support stops. When the money stops, the projects just are abandoned. So let's not abandon projects. Let's try to keep them alive forever, for as long as we can. So in the Ministry of Environment, we're trying to do that with all our projects, and this one will be one of them. We are going to also try to see that we keep this within an ambit of an agency after the terminal point that was mentioned, that after the 5 years, we'll make sure that this project continues. If we continue getting support, so be it. If we don't, the government will make budgetary provision for it so that we can continue on that. Because, like he said, we cannot finish all the problem with this particular project. It's just, like he said, a dip in the ocean. So we'll try to find ways and means of making sure that this initiative, this project, this good idea continue within the ambit of the ministry, or if it means we can send it to another agency to discuss it. So I want to thank you very much for your presence here. Like I said, this is well attended. I think all the 23 states are here, and this shows that there is a high level of commitment for this project. And I want to thank particularly the EU ambassador who's here himself to say, and he will talk to us as we go along, and the bank. I'm happy, and in fact, I'm glad that I was placed in between the two giants, the EU and the bank. So within this period, I'm sure we are going to get more support from both the EU and the bank. I want to thank you very much for listening, and I want you to pray for us, support us in whatever you can for this project to succeed. Thank you very much. May God bless all of us.
Okay, Honorable Minister, sir, it's a double assignment for you, sir. So if the Honorable Minister will be led to the stand here. Unveiling of the newsletter is next. So after exchanging pleasantries, the Honorable Minister will be joined by the MPC. May the NPC kindly join the Honorable Minister for the unveiling. We'll also have the EU Ambassador to Nigeria to also join. Honorable Minister, sir, for the unveiling, please. The front row. The entire front row, please. Where is more comfortable, photography? Up? Or should we just move this? Let's just move so that they stand behind instead of taking all the way up. We'll have the unveiling and public presentation of the project and new map EIB newsletter, and that will be led by the Honorable Minister. The Deputy Governors here present, please. The Deputy Governor of Kogi State and the Deputy Governor of Gombe State, please.
So thank you very much, MC, for this onerous task. I wish I can give this to one of the deputy governors, but I'll do it on their behalf. First of all, after we have launched new map, I'll call it new map 2, because they say IDA and AIB. So 2. IDA is for the World Bank, and AIB is for the European Investment Bank. So it's my pleasure and privilege to launch the new, they didn't ask me, they put my picture off. they didn't ask for my, that's why I feel that I think you should go ahead and launch it. It has my picture, but I will not launch myself.
Okay, it's a great pleasure and honor to launch this new MAC project, a great joint initiative from the federal government of Nigeria, the state government, and the European Investment Bank. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your support. All right. All right, are we done? All right, thank you very much.
I'm not going to go one by one to give a no.
Thank you very much. May we please settle down. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may we please settle down. The event continues. We have decided to move very quickly with this. We were going to take the tea break, but we have decided to move very quickly with this and ensure that we finish on time. With the unveiling and the launch of the New Map EIB newsletter done, I have the pleasure of announcing to you, ladies and gentlemen, that the official website is now active. I thought that deserved a round of applause. And it's www.newmap.gov.ng. And on all social media platforms, Newmap is active. Congratulations. A round of applause one more time. Thank you. Please, let's settle down. So we're moving straight into the second phase of this event without necessarily taking a break. If we're all settled now, I'd like to invite, for his remarks, EU Ambassador to Nigeria and ECOWAS. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, please. His Excellency, Mr. Gautier Mignot.
Good afternoon to you all. Your Excellency, Balarabe Abbas Lawal, Honorable Minister of Environment, and dear friend and partner, representatives of the Ministry of Finance, other ministries, departments and agencies, representatives of state governments, honorable senators and representatives, dear colleagues of EIB, UN, OPS, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, allow me to stand on the well-established protocol and bear with me, please, 5 minutes. I stand here today with a profound sense of purpose because we are not just launching a project, we are launching a lifeline for communities across Nigeria. And all over this country and indeed across West Africa, like in many other regions around the world, the climate crisis is no longer a prognosis. It is a reality and an emergency. And in particular, the devastating flood waters have destroyed homes and crops these past years and continue doing so this rainy season. The relentless erosion threatens to swallow whole communities. For many of them, the struggle against the forces of nature is quite literally a fight for existence, a struggle to prevent the destruction and extinction of their heritage and their way of life. Since the launch of the EU Green Deal in 2019, all European Union's policies, not only those on climate and environment, but all our policies are shaped by a broader commitment to sustainable development, climate change mitigation and adaptation, and biodiversity conservation, all of which are also part of our external action strategy, the Global Gateway Investment Strategy. And this is reflected in our partnerships and initiatives across the world. They aim at fostering green transition, enhancing resilience, and promoting sustainable economic development while harnessing the digital revolution with a human-centric approach and leaving no one and no country behind. And our effort is shared with and multiplied by Team Europe, the team we form with our 27 member states and our development banks, the European Investment Bank and the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. Those banks enjoy a AAA rating, which allow them to mobilize resources of the best possible conditions, and they make their counterparts benefit of these privileged financial conditions, also bringing technical assistance. And allow me to highlight that in Nigeria and West Africa in general, no other bilateral partner offers such a combination of grants and preferential loans at such scale and with such a tailor-made approach to not just build infrastructure, provide equipment and go, but doing so in a top quality and sustainable manner, enhancing skills, opportunities and jobs for local people with capacity building for authorities. And it's very important to stress that climate action for mitigation or adaptation saves money. It's an investment, and the cost of inaction exceeds very much the cost of this investment for mitigation and adaptation. And here in Nigeria, we have found in the Honorable Minister for Environment and his team a first-class partner because we are here to support local policies. You're perfectly right, Honorable Minister. You said it very eloquently in your marvelous speech. This is all about sustainability. And to get sustainability, there must be ownership. This is not our project, this is your project that we are supporting. And our joint unrelenting commitment is illustrated today by the launch of this EIB-funded project on climate adaptation, erosion, and watershed new map. This 175 million euros operation completes the effort and expertise from other development partners. And I'm very glad that we are taking over from the World Bank and years of efforts between the World Bank and the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And it ensures also higher standards of execution through the technical excellence of the UNOPS team. And again, the UN are, for us, a key partner in this country. So I want to particularly thank these two excellent partners, as well as the Federal Ministry of Environment, the Ministry of Finance, and the state governments. This is cooperation at its most impactful. We have already seen the evidence of this project's power to rescue communities from destruction. In the affected states where gullies were once advancing, initial works have stopped them in their tracks, making the difference between a village surviving or being erased from the map. By restoring degraded lands across 23 states, those where the threat is most serious, the project provides for safety, as we are investing in flood prevention, directly protecting homes and infrastructure from future climate disasters. But it also provides for livelihoods, restoring the ability of communities to earn a living, turning barren, eroded earth back into productive land for farming and fishing activities. And this will directly impact, as was already mentioned, an estimated 750,000 people by 2030. And finally, it provides also opportunities, as this initiative is a major green job creator. Through intensive afforestation and watershed management, we are generating over 25,000 jobs, offering hope, skills, and dignity to thousands of Nigerian families. So, of course, it's a drop in the ocean. Or I'd rather say, we are just bringing modestly a brick to the wall to protect these communities and help them thrive. But we hope very much that this will also help a growing commitment by all levels of governments, by communities themselves, by private partners, by other international partners to keep on with this work for climate adaptation and mitigation. And this project demonstrates the strength of a partnership between the EU, Nigeria. So congratulations to all partners for their commitment and best of success in the implementation. Let's listen to the voice of the Earth, which was so eloquently shared by the students of the Garki Secondary School, and have the motto of a Global Gateway Communication Campaign says, let's shape the future together. Thank you very much.
It is indeed a collective effort. Let's shape the future together. His parting words. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for EU Ambassador to Nigeria and ECOWAS. I'd like to very quickly recognize the presence of Professor Sam Ugu, Commissioner for Environment in Enugu State, and Anthony Dubem Onya Jr., SPH and Donor Relations in Enugu State. You're both very much welcome. Honorable Moses John Osogie, Honorable Commissioner, Cross River State, You're also very much welcome. We recognize your presence. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I will ask for decorum, please. Kindly tone down your voices, especially those behind. Next, we'll take remarks by a representative of the National Assembly. May I state quickly that 5 minutes have been allotted for these remarks. Distinguished Senator Olubi Ifade, Chairman, Senate Committee on Environment, is represented here by Professor Etimbok Esiet, Director, Legislative Clerk, Senate Committee on Environment. A round of applause for him as he makes his way forward.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Minister of Environment, Alhaji Balarabe Abbas Lawal, and the reps of other federal ministry he represents, the chairman of the House of Reps Committee on Environment that was here personally and just stepped out to attend to other very pressing needs and business of the National Assembly. Your Excellencies, the ambassadors of the European Union and other nations here present, Your Excellencies, the Deputy Governors representing Their Excellencies State Governors here present, please permit me to stand on the existing protocols and to take a bow. The Chairman of the Senate Committee on Environment, distinguished Senator Olubiyi, together with the Chairman of the House Committee on Environment, actually resolved to be here together. But at that minute, the distinguished Chairman of the Senate Committee on Environment was invited to accompany the President to Imo State. And because of that, he couldn't be here. And because the National Assembly has not resumed legislative plenary yet, it becomes difficult to get other senators at very short notice to be here. And following the established parliamentary tradition, the clerk of the committee is the secretary of the committee with the full mandate to deliver the committee's message and represent the chairman. And because the chairman had already prepared a remark which he intended to deliver personally on this very important occasion, he directed me to deliver it exactly without adding, and I'm so going to deliver the remarks of the Senate Committee on Environment and indeed the National Assembly as written by the chairman himself. It is with great honor and a deep sense of responsibility that I, on behalf of the Senate Committee on Environment and the International Assembly, join you at this historic occasion of the launch of the European Investment Bank Assisted Nigeria Climate Adaptation, Erosion and Watershed Management Project, NEWMAP. Today marks the beginning of a new era in climate resilience and sustainability in the tapestry of a national life, as well as all collective action for greater attention and involvement in climate responsibility. On this auspicious occasion, we are not only launching a project, we are launching hope. In fact, renewed hope for resilience. And a promise to future generations that Nigeria is committed to safeguarding its environment and people from the devastating impact of climate change.
The new map project could not have come at a more urgent or important time than now, when across Nigeria, the challenges of land degradation, gold erosion, flooding, and poor watershed management have become existential threats to communities, livelihoods, and critical national infrastructure. In the southeast, entire villages are swallowed up by advancing gullies. In the north, desertification is reducing arable lands and fueling conflicts over scarce resources. In the coastal region of the south, south, and southwest, rising sea levels and flooding displaced communities and threaten food security. New map, EIB, is therefore more than an intervention. It is a lifeline. With the support of the European Investment Bank and 23 participating states, Nigeria is taking a bold decision in Africa in combining climate adaptation with inclusive development. As chairman of the Senate Committee on Environment, I must underscore the fact that this project aligns squarely with our oversight mandates under Section 88 and 89 of the Constitution. In other words, it is incumbent on us as a National Assembly to continue providing legislative backing, budgetary support, and rigorous oversight to ensure that every effort invested in new map translate into real, measurable impact for our people. This we must do. Our committee will particularly provide robust and sufficient budgetary provisions wherever they are called upon to ensure that the necessary funding for the projects are provided. The National Assembly will also particularly oversight transparent and accountability in project financing and implementation, environmental compliance in line with Nigeria environmental impact assessment laws, sustainability to guarantee that interventions are not short-lived, but leave a lasting impact on watershed restoration, climate adaptation, and community resilience. In the area of collaboration with the executive and development partners, this event is a clear reminder that environmental governance is a shared responsibility. The executive, the legislature, and our development partners and Nigerian people must act in synergy. We appreciate the European Investment Bank for its vision and partnership. And we commend strongly the Federal Ministry of Environment for championing this flagship initiative. The Senate Committee on Environment will continue to play its part in fostering this collaboration. Ladies and gentlemen, we must be realistic. The threats of erosion, flooding, climate change will not disappear overnight. New map is a foundation, a bold step, a call to action, which must be complemented by mainstreaming climate adaptation into every sector of our national development plan, strengthening community ownership of environmental projects, scaling up funding for renewable energy, green jobs, and ecosystem restoration, strict enforcement of environmental laws to deter violations that worsen degradation. In conclusion, we must partner with our traditional rulers and religious leaders, because the traditional rulers are the owners and custodians of the lands and the environment, to ensure community ownership. Let me say that when history is written, the launch of New Map, EIB, will be remembered not merely as an event, but as a turning point when Nigeria chose sustainability over neglect, resilience over vulnerability, and action over rhetorics. The Senate Committee on Environment stand ready with unwavering commitments to ensure that this project succeeds and that Nigeria emerges stronger, greener, and more climate resilient. Thank you, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Distinguished Senator Olubiyi Fadeyi, Chairman, Senate Committee on Environment, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you. I take a bow.
Your Excellencies, if you agree that that was a passion-laden and well-articulated speech, say aye. The ayes have it. We are gradually coasting home, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. And as we do that, I'd like to quickly recognize Philemon Asonye Ogbonna, representing the Executive Governor of Abia State, Dr. Alex Oti. I'd like to invite the representative. All right, sincere apologies. I'd like to invite humbly, ladies and gentlemen, for his remarks for the next 5 minutes, Deputy Governor of Gombe State, Manasseh Daniel Ejatao, PhD, Taura Rungwaja.
Your Excellency, the Honorable Minister of Environment, Balarabe Abbas Lawal, in this era of ease of doing business, permit me to copy and paste your own protocol. And also to elevate everybody in this room to His Excellency to save time. Thank you. My friend, the Permanent Secretary, tried explaining why the minister was late. The Honorable Senator tried explaining why senators are not here. Let me further explain why most governors are not here physically. They are equally in Imo State with Mr. President. That explains it. The Honorable Minister and all our development partners, events and happenings in the world today has taught us governors to adhere to the system theory which highlights the interaction with other stakeholders if any goal is to be achieved at all. The era of thinking we can do it alone is quite over because of obvious reasons. It is because of that that we, the governors, always welcome development partners that have come to enable us address some of our challenges. Only that I'm always confused when people that have come to help us say thank you. I don't know what that thank you for. At least I have a PhD in English and I should know what I'm saying. So when development partners come and tell you thank you, check it. What is the meaning of that thank you? And it is because of that that I want to assure all our development partners that we governors, we believe in partnering, we believe in supporting, we believe in learning, and in fact, we believe in being criticized if it is to help us develop our states. We are ready for that at any point in time. At least, out of the 23 states that were flashed on the board, only one is yet to make his own commitment of the counter-funding. That is to show how committed we are. And I can assure you that soon and very soon, 36 states plus one, that is the FCT, will all join this new map project. sociologists and biologists, which we call social biologists, have pinpointed rightly that human beings are products of the environment. That is from social biology. That being the case, therefore, we are all challenged to do all we can do with our knowledge, with our research, and everything that we can do to ensure that we save and maintain this environment from its numerous challenges. I'm sure New Map has highlighted some of those challenges. When I sit down in my Gombe, I think it's only me that is suffering from erosion. Unfortunately, I saw more erosion more than my own. So it means the fight is a great fight, and we must really do that. We are committed. I just had some apprehension on continuity, but I think with what is facing us now, I can assure you that our Ministry of Environment, Water Resources and Forestry will be revamped so as to continue with some of these projects after they have lapsed. That is to ensure. Like we said, the project is for us. That is why when you tell me thank you, I don't know. You have come to help me. Stop telling me thank you. Tell me what to do so that I can get it. We are, at this point, ready to go and continue. Those of us that enjoyed New Map know how important it is, and we will preach. The people will preach. If there's any God-given item that has never increased since creation, is the size of the earth. And therefore, we must do everything to restore it. The population is growing. The size of the earth is remaining the same. If we don't do anything, land will be the most expensive item in the whole world because it is reducing, or it is constant while population is decreasing unnecessarily. I thank the organizers and be assured that anytime you call us, we are ready. We will go back and escalate it to the rural villagers who are also seeing it. Perhaps with time, we will commission our researchers to really look for seeds that require less rain because rainfall is gradually dwindling and farmers can hardly feed themselves, causing some of the problems. I thank you very much, and I'm sure that you have the goodwill of all the governors. Thank you very much.
One more time, let's give it up for the Deputy Governor of Gombe State. Next to give a remark, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, may I humbly ask that you please put your hands together as we invite the Deputy Governor of the Confluent State, Salifu, His Excellency, Comrade Salifu Joel Uibo, Deputy Governor of Kogi State.
Your Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Honorable Minister of Environment. Sir, may you permit me not to mention your name because I fear to call people's name, especially the elders like yourself with white beards. I salute your courage. I recognize all the ministers here present. Please permit me to align myself with the already well-established protocol. Standing before you this morning, or this afternoon rather, is my humble self representing my good principal, Alhaji Ahmed Usman Ododo. You may call it Ododo or Ododo. Whichever way you call it, you are referring to my amiable principal, the governor of Kogi State. I thank God because my senior colleague, the deputy governor of Kogi State, have already told us reasons why most governors are not in attendance. May you permit me to read a speech of my principal, Alhaji Ahmed Usman Ododo, the executive governor of Kogi State, on the new map EIB project launch on this day, 30th September 2025. It is with deep sense of honor that I stand before you today at the launch of Nigeria Climate Adaptation, Erosion and Watershed project assisted by the European Investment Bank, known as NewMap EIB. On behalf of the good people of Kogi State, I convey our deepest appreciation to the federal government of Nigeria, ably led by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for his unwavering commitment to protecting our environment and ensuring sustainable livelihood for our dear citizens. This gathering today is a testimony to what can be achieved when vision meets collaboration, when national leadership work hand in hand with state government, local communities, and international partners to confront one of the greatest threats to our survival, in quotes, environmental degradation. Environment and erosion and watershed degradation are not abstract problems. They are lived realities for millions of Nigerians. They wash away farmlands and roads. They displace families. They destroy schools, hospitals, and homes. They deepen poverty, weaken food security, and threaten every fabric of communities. In states across the Federation, we see gullies that widen up into deep valleys. Especially when I came in here and I saw the pictorial evidences here, I was keenly looking at it to see names of some villages or communities from Kogi State. But unfortunately enough for some states, I saw Kano State, River State, and other states. And Your Excellency, sir, the minister, when you'll be visiting Kogi State, will lead you to some areas where you will see erosion and gullies that you can never behold in the world. We have them in Kogi State. We see floods that sweep through towns, disrupting lives and livelihoods. We see rivers polluted, forests depleted, and fertile land turning barren. The reality is clear. Erosion and environmental degradation do not respect political boundaries. They do not ask whether one is from the north or south, from the east or west. They are national challenges that require a true national response. This is why the new MAP EIB project is so important. It represents a stronger commitment, broader coverage, and deeper ambition in addressing erosion and watershed challenges. It brings together science, technology, engineering, policy, and community participation within a unified framework. This initiative reflects the recognition that Nigeria's fight against land degradation is not just a local concern, but part of the wider global effort to build resilience against climate change. NewMap is therefore more than infrastructure project. It is a national safeguard. It is an investment in people, in agriculture, in commerce, in education, and in the survival of communities. It is a legacy we build for future generations. For us in Kogi State, the relevance of this project cannot be overstated. We are a confluence state where the great rivers Niger and Benue meet. This unique geography is both a blessing and a challenge. Every year, we experience the twin pressure of flooding and erosion. Communities along our rivers lose farmlands, homes, and livelihoods. Infrastructure is weakened. School and health centers are threatened. The socioeconomic cost is enormous. Through NewMap EIB, we see an opportunity not only to respond to these threats, but to reposition our state as a model of environmental resilience. We are committed to providing the necessary support, ensuring community participation, and implementing the lesson that will come from this national initiative. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, no project of this nature can succeed without the active involvement of people it is meant to serve. Communities must be at the center. They must not only benefit from the interventions, but also take ownership of them. We must educate our citizens on sustainable land use, tree planting, proper waste disposal, and collective responsibility for watershed management. Traditional leaders, civil society, and faith-based organizations must also play critical roles. Our development partners, the European Investment Bank, deserve special commendation. Their technical and financial support have made this possible. But beyond resources, they bring global expertise and innovation. Nigeria must respond with accountability, transparency, and effective implementation. In conclusion, let me once again salute the federal government of Nigeria for its leadership and partner institutions for their commitment, and my fellow state governments for their collaborations. Through NewMap EIB, we are not merely fighting erosion, we are protecting our heritage. We are preserving our land and water resources. We are safeguarding the future of our generations yet unborn. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you, and remain blessed.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the Executive Deputy Governor of Kogi State, Comrade Salifu Joel Oyibo. One more time, a round of applause. Today's event has really been an eye-opener. It's really been informative. We have learned, commitments have been made, and we are hopeful that support will continue to come, and you will continue to have value for money. Commitments have been made by the Honorable Minister, commitments have been made on behalf of the federal government, and we hope that going forward, things will only get better. We're going to do a couple of things in succession. We'll have the vote of thanks by the Director, Erosion, Flood Control, and Coastal Zone Management Department, after which we'll have a group photograph up here on stage. The Honorable Minister will lead delegations for that. We'll make those announcements. Just to quickly let you know that for lunch, our VIPs will be led to Kanu Hall and FCT Hall. Those will include the Honorable Ministers, Permanent Secretaries, Executive Governors and Deputies here present, diplomats, EU, ambassadors, World Bank, UNOPS, DGs, MPCs, state commissioners. Thank you very much. So ladies and gentlemen, help me put your hands together for Usman Abdullahi Bukani, our Director, Erosion, Flood Control and Coastal Zone Management Department.
The Honorable Minister of Environment, Malam Balarabe Abbas Lawal, all protocols established by the MC is duly observed. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense joy and deep sense of responsibility to stand before you this afternoon to deliver the vote of thanks at this historic launch of the European Investment Bank Assisted Nigerian Climate Adaptation, Erosion and Watershed Project, which signifies the birth of renewed hope, resilience, and partnership in our collective journey to safeguard Nigerians' environment and secure the future for our communities. First and foremost, we would like to extend our deepest appreciation to His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for his unwavering commitment to environmental sustainability stewardship. His vision and dedication have paved the way for transformative initiatives like this. To our Minister of Environment, Malam Balarabe Abbas Lawal, and the Permanent Secretary, Mr. Mahmoud Adam Kambari. Your leadership and policy direction continue to gain effort towards a better and healthier environment. Your invaluable contributions have laid the foundation for the success of this initiative. We also extend our appreciation to the Honorable Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy for his role in bringing this program to fruition. A warm appreciation to all our ministers who have found time of their busy schedule to grace the occasion. Our heartfelt gratitude goes to the European Investment Bank for their generous support and commitment to climate adaptation in Nigeria, which is a shining testimony to global solidarity in the fight against climate change. You have not only provided financial backing, but also renewed confidence that that together we can tackle the challenges of erosion, watershed degradation, and broader environmental crisis. And to all our development partners, we say a big thank you. Thank you for your continuous support in our effort for sustainable environmental management. To our state government partners and community leaders, we say thank you. This project belongs to the people, and without your cooperation, ownership, and support, it cannot succeed. Your voices and wisdom are the pillars upon which the sustainability of this project rests. A special word of appreciation goes to the technical experts, project managers, and the organizing team led by Engineer Anda Ayuba Yalax, who has worked tirelessly to make today a reality. Your diligence, sacrifice, and professionalism remind us that success is built on teamwork and dedication. As we have launched this project today, let us carry forward a shared responsibility. This is not just a government initiative or a donor program. It is a collective mission to heal our environment, restore balance to nature, and secure sustainable livelihoods for generations to come. May this project flow like a river of hope, restoring the land, nurturing our people, and carrying us all towards a brighter tomorrow. May the work we begin today echo in the laughter of future generations who will inherit a land renewed and protected. Let this project be a bridge between today's challenges and tomorrow's promise of a greener and safer environment in Nigeria. Finally, I say a heartfelt thank you to everyone who has played a part in making this day a success. And I wish you a safe journey back to your various destinations. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Please let's put our hands together for him one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, as we close, please remember for the VIPs who will be heading to Kano Hall and FCT Hall for lunch, honorable ministers, permanent secretaries, executive governors, diplomats, DGs, MPCs, state commissioners. If you look to the exit point there, there's a lady who's raising her hands. She'll be leading the dignitaries to the appropriate halls. Thank you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, as we bring this important gathering to a close, let us carry forward the insights, reflections, and renewed commitments that we have shared here today. On behalf of the organizers, I thank you all for your active participation, your dedication, and your continued partnership in creating lasting impacts across Nigeria. Safe journey, and may the work ahead be both meaningful and transformative. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Abdul Fattah Otori. God bless Nigeria. We can now move to the stage for group photographs and then proceed for lunch. Group photographs, please, led by the Honorable Minister. We did. Let's have representative, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, please note that at the gate you do not have to pay. Just state that you have attended the event at the Congress Hall, NewMap event, and that gives you access to exit. Please, you do not have to pay. And the general members, for lunch, you will be directed appropriately, please. For the rest of us, lunch will be served upstairs, please. Upstairs. Lunch will be served upstairs for the rest of us. And for our VIPs, Kano Hall and FCT Hall. Thank you. Photographers, do you have them all in one frame? Can we move backwards? Photographers, let's move backwards so we have all of them in one frame. Please, those who are taller can move behind for the second shot. Especially for the females, kindly move forward. We know that we're not all of the same height. Some of us are down to earth, very humble in our height. Thank you very much. The Honorable Minister will lead dignitaries all the way out.